balanced or unbalanced. So by finding the balance, we have to add the availability as well as the requirements. By adding those two, we get an answer, the same answer. If we get the same answer, the problem is balanced, otherwise the problem is unbalanced. So first we are going to add the availability. So the total availability is the value is 90. Next we are going to add the requirements. By adding all those requirements, we get an answer is 950. So in this problem, the availability and the requirements, we get the same answer as 950. So therefore the problem is balanced. So in the first step, so we are writing the what is the problem statement. All those values I am writing in this first step. So first we are going to form the in each row as well as each column, we have to find the two smallest number. In the first row, the two smallest number is 11 as well as 13. By subtracting 11 and 13, I get an answer as 2. So here I am writing those two in a bracket. In the second row, we have to choose the same two smallest number. So in the second row, the two smallest number is 10 as well as 14. So by subtracting these two numbers, I get an answer as 4. By in the third row, the two smallest number is 13 and 10. So by subtracting these two, I get an answer as 2. Likewise, we are going to do the same step for the column also. So the first column, the two smallest number is 11 and 16. By subtracting these two numbers, I get an answer as 5. Likewise, we have to do for the all those columns. By subtracting two smallest number, we get an answer. That is the what is the right in the bracket itself. So after that, we have to find which is the greatest number out of all those bracket values. Here 240 and in the column section 5510. Out of these 7 bracket values, the highest number is 5. We have to select those columns. So in this column, highest value, we have to find which is the smallest value. So in the 5 column, the smallest value is 11. So we are going to allocate for those 11th value. So next we are going to do the same step which we do in the previous problem also, that is we have to count the two numbers, that is 250 and 200. So comparing those 250 and 200, the smallest number is 200. So we are going to allocate those 200 in the allocated cell. Next we are going to subtract. By subtracting we get an answer as 0, and here by subtracting we get an answer as 250. In the next step, we are going to cancel the 0th value. Here only I get an answer as 0, so I am going to cancel the first column. In the next step, we are going to write the remaining values which we obtained in the previous step. That will be the next step. applied for the previous step. In the last step, we get both the answer as same. So we are going to allocate 275 for the 13. The next step, we are going to write the all the allocated value in the question itself in the respective places. Then we are going to find the initial basic feasible solution. So by calculating the initial basic feasible solution, we are going to multiply the allocated cell